coming in. So please, when you join the call, you kindly mute yourself. Thank you. All right. So after today, the two classes, all centers. This class for today is for all centers, and after 4, I have only 30 students present. I don't know why, but kindly inform your colleagues at the other end that they are supposed to join this class because their lecturer or not, I think she's a bit engaged, and so she asked that I join the all centers. So kindly get them informed so that we can start. Okay, so let's give ourselves some 3 minutes and then wait for them for I think it's 5:05. So by 5:08 we'll start. So if you permit me, I think we have to give some 3 minutes grace period to see if our colleagues at the other end can join. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
All right. So please, in about 3 minutes time we'll start. Okay, let's wait for them for a while. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
All right, sir.
Thanks.
All right. So it's now 5:08 as we promised. So I think I can start now. Thank you so much. Today we are moving on to Unit 2, and with Unit 2 we are looking at Unit 2 Section 1, the purpose of instructional objectives. So we are going to look at what at all is an instructional objectives. So we'll look at that. But before I do that, can any of us give a recap of what happened last week? Yes, if we can do that, so that will be a point of reference to what we did last week. Thank you.
Oh, sir, this is Jackson.
All right.
Okay, so sir, in the unit one, the focus was on learning, and then what I recall was that uh, is it Benz? Yes, one of the philosophers explained learning to be a relative permanent change in someone's behavior, and then which can include, what we see, that's the behavior, and then the cognitive aspect, that's the internal process. So if there is some form of change in a person's behavior and then how the person thinks, we can say that learning has occurred. And then we also moved on to learn some of the theories about learning. We said that we have more theories, but the focus was the behaviorism and then the constructivism and then the cognitivism. And then with the behaviorism, we talked about some of the philosophers who threw more light on theories that talks about behaviorism. They were uh, the philosophers who based on observable changes in the human attitude. So, such as the classical conditioning, Ivan Pavlov, who used the dog pairing a stimulus, an unconditional stimulus with a conditional stimulus. And then we talked about the operant conditioning. That is Baruch Frederick Skinner, B.F. Skinner. And then that was the positive and the negative reinforcement. And then we also talked about the connectionism. That was Thorndike. So, sir, that was what I recorded last time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you to Mr. Jackson. You've done well. I think. Please, someone has my name. Madam Diana Dato. Please, what do you also recall? Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson. You've done well. You've summarized most of the things that we did. Is it Madam Dana Dato?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please, can you add a little?
Please, I'll come back.
All right. Mr. Labi, what about you? Hello, Mr. Labi. How about Mr. Richard? Hello, Mr. Richard, Mr. Labi. Please, can you add a little so that we move on? Anyway, since I don't know whether they've heard me or not, but I think Mr. Jackson Champon has done everything. He's been able to put everything together and give us a summary of what we want to know. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm in a team, so, and
All right.
at the same time, so I beg you.
All right.
If I tell a person, it will be noise at the background.
All right. Don't worry. Don't worry. I can even hear from my end.
I'm in a team trying to.
All right. All right. So please, we looked at, as Mr. Jackson said, we looked at learning, and as discussed earlier on, we said that learning is all about you changing the person's attitude, the person's behavior. And so, as teachers as we are, when we are teaching, all what we need to do or what we have to do is that we should think about how what we have taught will have impact on the children that we've taught them, our learners, our students. Whatever you are going to teach them, it should have impact on their life, and it should be observable. You should be able to see what you taught in the class, whether it is reflecting either positive or negative in their life. And so that is all about learning. And we are saying it's a permanent work behavior. You don't expect your students, after teaching them, then they will go and exhibit negative attitude. And these things are seen where? In the exercise you give it to them, in their homework, in their project work, whatever, so that when they are outside the classroom, they are able to exhibit what you taught them. And so that is the permanent what change in behavior that we are talking about. And so whatever you are letting your children know, you want to see that in them in no time. Okay. And so that is when then we learned about some theories where he has mentioned Avan Pavlov and then D.F. Skinner and all those things. So we are looking at them where we look at connectionism, we look at what positive response, negative response, all these things came in. And so that is just about that for the unit 1. And so I am happy. I think Mr. Jackson has said a lot in giving us a summary of what we learned. Today is another day, the second day of our meeting, and we are moving on to a new thing. So we are moving on to Unit 2, Section 1, and we're going to look at what? Instructional objectives. So someone may ask, what is an instructional objective? What is an instructional objective? So please, that's the question I'm posing. When we say instructional objectives, please, what comes to mind? When we talk about instructional objectives, please kindly tell me what it means, because we are all teachers. So, instructional objectives, what is it? Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes.
So, please, as teachers, I'm asking, what do we mean by instructional objective? What do you share with us, please? Share with us when you say instructional objective.
Okay, sir.
We have read up.
Sir,
Oh, okay,
sir, can we
sorry, your
proceed?
hand is up. Yeah, Mr. Jackson, continue.
Okay, so with the instructional objectives, before a teacher goes to class to teach, there are some form of measurable goals the teacher would state. And then it's assumed that after the lesson, the teacher must make sure he or she would be able to.
Yeah. Hello.
Sir, it seems there is a feedback.
Yes, someone is giving us ask them to join. As soon as you join the call, kindly mute yourself, please. Please, let's mute ourselves, okay? Hello. All right. Sir, move on, please.
Okay, so sir, as I was saying, before a teacher would start a lesson, there are some of measurable goals the teacher would write or state. And then it is an assumption that after the lesson delivery, the teacher must be able to attain that measurable goals. So these are what we call the instructional objectives. They are the various short-term goals the teacher would state. And then you would be able to check after the lesson whether or not he was able to achieve it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Mr. Usu, let's hear you, please.
Thank you, sir. When you talk of instructional objectives, it has to do with some expected behaviors that learner must know before the end of the section, and it should fall within a specific domain. That is the acronym, the SMART. That is the specific, measurable, attainable, reliable, and the time bounded. Thank you, sir.
Thank you to Mr. Asare.
Yes, sir. I'll say they are the goals that a teacher set to achieve, or what a teacher seeks to achieve at the end of of the lesson. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I think Mr. Ido.
Sir, he just said mine, but anyway, you let me see it. Because they are the set goals. They are the set goals that a facilitator intend to achieve after a lesson delivery. Yes, so that is what I want to say. Thank you.
All right, so we think the last person, Madam Da, let's hear you.
Okay, so I think they have said all, but what I want to add is yeah, the main aims to be achieved at the end of the teaching and learning process.
All right. All right. Thank you. Mr. Abdul, please, let's hear you. Then we move on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I would say they are the expected outcomes of a particular lesson.
All right. All right. So you've all given me beautiful answers, and in fact, every answer you give in this class is perfect and it's correct. And so we are grateful. Mr. Jackson, if I can see your hand again.
Oh, sorry, it was the other hand.
All right. All right. So we are so grateful. You've all given me beautiful answers. You shared nice answers for us. So I'm grateful. Let's continue to do that, and we will not find one thing, no matter how and how, when they tell a person whatever, you'll be able to answer, and then you get your marks. Thank you. So now, instructional objectives. You've said a lot of things. So by the end of this lecture, we're going to see the definition for instructional objectives. We also state the reasons why instructional objectives are important. We'll classify instructional objectives into the various forms. Then we'll provide examples of instructional objectives. Then we'll move on to look at what? The 3 domains of instructional objectives. When we talk about instructional objectives, it has certain 3 domains. What are they? We'll look at that. Then we'll state any 4 aims and objectives in teaching what? Syllabus for primary computing. So it could be the curriculum, it could be the what? The syllabus. So what are the 4 main aims of what? 4 main aims of objectives and what? Of teaching the syllabus at the primary sector or at the primary level. Now, they said we shouldn't teach, computing at the lower primary. That is what the government is saying. And so, or that's what our authorities are saying. Then we look at what? 4 aims and objectives in teaching the syllabus for what? GHS. Because we are looking at what? The primary, then we'll look at what? The GHS. The primary will start from what? Basic 4, 5, 6, the upper primary. Then we move on to JHS. So that is that. Then this is the outline we are going to cover. Instructional objectives, domain of instructional objectives in ICT or computing. Then aims and objectives for teaching primary and GHS computing or ICT. All right. So now when we talk about instructional objectives in education, because we are all educants, we are educating people. So when we say instructional objectives, what do we mean? We are saying that when we look at instructional objectives, we are looking at the what? Both goals and objectives. Okay, and so we can define it as what? Statements that reflect what learners will be able to do at the end of what? The instruction. So at the end of the instructions, what am I expecting my students or my learners to do? And so that's what we are looking at as an instructional objectives. The goals and what the objectives of it, of your teaching. At the end, the children should be able to do A, B, C, D. And so in this regard, you're going to sequence it. And however, also look at what? The significant what? Difference between the two. Because we are going to look at the difference between the goals and then the objectives through it was sequential what manner. And so when we look at goal, when we say a goal, what do we mean by a goal? A goal is just an abstract, or it's an abstract and the general umbrella, okay, statement. So when we take an umbrella, we have what? Different units that comes together to form the umbrella. So we are taking the goal as the umbrella, and we are saying that it's an umbrella with statement, under which specific objectives can be what? Clustered. And when we take the umbrella, we have the cloth. We have some pins or metal that join or hold the cloth in place. We have the handle. We have where we can lock them. So all these things comes together. When we take an umbrella like that, then we can understand where we are coming from. And so it is when we take these abstract, then under the abstract, it has certain statements, and within the statement, you can see certain what specific what objectives, where we can put them together or we can cluster it. Now, goals are overall end result you want your student to what? To accomplish. Okay, so the end result, the overall thing that you want your student to accomplish is what we refer to as a goal after the what? Instruction. And I also say our general statement of what? Intent, your intent, whatever you want the children to know, whatever you want them to know, do, whatever you want to see in their life, it should reflect in their life. So we are saying that what you have, okay, in mind, you see, so how are you going to communicate it to the student? And so that's what we are looking at. So when you say goal, that is a goal. Okay, the general statement of intent, the general statement that you have in mind that you want the children to know, you are going to apportion them. By the end of the lesson, my students should be able to say A, B, C. By the end of the lesson, next time they should say what? D, E, F. So you now break them into units and you teach it. So it becomes what? Teachable for the student to understand based on the level in which you are dealing with, because each of us here are teaching at various what levels. So that is that. Then when we look at the objectives, what do we mean when you say objectives? So here is what? The explicit and what? Measurable performance the student must what? Accomplish in order to reach the goal. I have certain goals. I have certain ideas I want my student to meet at the end of my lesson. Now, if I want to get that goal, then what do I do? What I can do is that I have to what? Make my lesson, I have to break it into what? A teachable unit where my students can get it and put the pieces together to form a whole. Just like you want to get to Accra from your home, you don't just get out from your home and get to Accra. When you get up, you do certain preparation, you bag where your dress, whatever you get, if your car that has to carry you to the main route, you do that before you take maybe a car from where I am, before you pick a car. It's the same thing. At the end of the day, we are going to Accra. Somebody will also come to Accra. We will also use the same vehicle, but different routes. So that's why they say teaching is an what? Art. Teaching is an art. How you are going to do it, and at the end, your students will get the explicit what goals, the main objectives, okay, or the main goal that you want the student to do. However you want to do it, that you carry the children there is what ahead of us, is what we have to do. And so these precise kind of objectives, we are looking at it as Mr. Champon said, okay, we have what we call SMART, which is SMART, where what the objective should be specific. How specific is your objective? By the end of the lesson, the children should be able to state 3 importance of the keyboard. It's specific. You said 3. And within the lesson, it should be able to, we should be able to measure it. Okay, so within the time frame, will the children be able to achieve that kind of thing that you have? At this time bound, within that time, will you be able to get it? And so we have to get those things. And so please, this is the difference between the goal and then the objectives. All right. If you're having a feedback, let's check our mics and mute them. Thank you. Now, instructional objectives, we are saying that are what important in all aspects of teaching and learning. Our objectives, because every objective that we set is very important, very dear to what our hearts. Why? It is the objective that is going to carry you. Okay, so the objective is going to serve as a vehicle where it will lead us to our destination. And so because I am traveling from a point to a point, I cannot walk. I need to sit in a car where it will safely take me to my destination. And so the teaching you are going to teach, right from preparation of your lesson notes, your TLMs, what have you prepare all this one in sequential manner so that when you are going to teach it, the children will understand it, where you have to introduce your TLMs, where you have to introduce your reliefs and whatever, all to make the teaching so lovely, so that the children will understand. And so we have to take care of that. Now, instructional objective is a statement that will describe what the learner will be able to do after completing the instruction. So after teaching, what can my student do? What have they achieved that it can demonstrate, or it can be seen in them, or it can be shown. And so that is what we are looking at. We're saying that in the same way, instructional objectives are what? Specific, measurable, short-term, observable student what? Behavior. Okay, short-term student what? Behavior or behaviors. So within that particular time you are teaching, you are saying that after you have finished teaching that particular topic, if it's about keyboarding skills, you want the children to be able to demonstrate it. So it should be what? Measurable. The objectives you are setting should be measurable. It should be specific. And then within that short time period, the children should be able to what? Get it, and so that they will be able to demonstrate it. So we shouldn't forget it. Okay. They also indicate the desirable of knowledge, skill, or attitude to be able to what? Or to be gained. Okay. So this knowledge, these skills that we want the children to get through the attitude that will be exhibited. How do we help them to get it? So it provides what? A journey for what? Choosing subject matter content, sequencing topics, and for all allocating teaching time. So when we say journey, we are looking at what? The step-by-step way, chronological way of what? Teaching a topic. How you are going to what? Situate the subject matter with the help of the content. So you have that's why we have subject matter specialist and we have a content specialist. Somebody will have the subject matter and you will know everything about how to teach it, the content that you put it together to make sure that his delivery is perfect. It's not there. And so we have these people all to come in to help us for our learners to understand. And which people are these people? You and I. Because we are going to teach our learners, we must be sure, we must make sure that we understand what we are doing. We understand what we have prepared. So that it shouldn't be that I go online, I download the lesson notes, I print it, I go and give it to my head teacher. Even they say you should own it. But what do you see? Teachers of today, they go online, most of us will download it, we will not own it. As soon as we are teaching the topic in the notes, we just go and download it and give it. No, we should own it. What you do is that when you download, you keep it on your machine. Every week, you must look at the topic you're going to teach it. You sit down, you go through it. Where if they say they are talking about sign net and what? Harvesting insects. You don't have sign net at your vicinity, at your area. What do? So instead of sign net, you can decide to use what? Sponge, the normal sponge we used to bath. Then you improvise. That is where we say, yes, you have owned the note. It's not about going to online, downloading them, and then you and put that boom, headmaster mark for me. No. So please, let's do well. Now there is a way in which we can write lesson notes. So simple. What do? You just have to what? Install what? Chat GPT. You install it, and then you take your topic, you take your strands, sub-strands, you just have to instruct it that this is the subject I'm going to teach. Please kindly write a well-prepared lesson note for me within 40 minutes. It should be teachable. All the things that you want, you just write it and instruct it. It's going to, with a colorful TLM, it's going to give you everything perfect. Then you are saying that you own it. Then you sat down, you instructed a chat GTP to do these things for you. Then it will give you what? Exercises, whatever, everything, assignment, project work, it will give it to you. And so please, let's move away from downloading notes from the online and look at the money that you pay. And so as teachers, we should be innovative. Okay, we should be able to change the way we teach. Now, teaching, it has become so simple. For instance, you take ChatGPT and it's able to prepare lesson for you. You sit somewhere, you relax in your chair, you go through, and you are good to go. Because you have prepared it, you go. Now you go and observe a lesson and what the teacher has written, the notes that he has gone to download and has come to give.
Hello. Hello,
Not to
sir.
you, I can't hear anything.
I think he's having
Hello.
network issue.
Yeah,
All right,
this
it's gone.
network issue again. Hmm.
He's even
This
gone.
network
Hello.
issue. Sorry. Hello.
Sir,
Uh,
your network went off.
hello. Hello.
Hello,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Hi.
Yes. Uh,
Hello, sir.
yes, please. Let's
We
move
can
on.
hear you now.
Okay, you can hear me now.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Let's
All right.
continue.
All right. Sorry, the network so bad. Sorry. And so that is what we are. So please, I'm saying that I don't know whether you got what I said concerning about how to write lesson notes, making things so simple. I hope you got that.
Yes, that part. Yes.
All right. All right. And so please, let's try and do that. As soon as we finish this class, kindly try it. You download, most of you are having the chat GTP. You take the topic and put it and instruct it to write the lesson notes for you. You call me and say thank you later. You stop downloading the thing. It's even costing us a lot.
Wow.
Yes, how much money we have that you have to go and download the thing, boom. You go and give it to the headmaster will be saying that you don't owe it. You say, Master, I owe it. There will be what? That kind of what? Banter between you and your master. Let's do away with that. Let's try and do. When you finish and you think you are still having a challenge, you call me. I'll at least the little at me I know I'll show you so that you'll be able to prepare your lessons. Thank you. All right, so we have looked at the instructional definitions and we have to move on. Now, what are the important? You remember in our objectives, we said that we look at the importance of what instructional objectives. And so if you say instructional objectives are important, how? Why do we say it's important? It's important because there's going to be selection of content and you sequencing your topics, allocating your teaching time. But once you have the lesson, you have the topic, you must sit down. How do I teach it? Okay, I'm teaching a bottle. So if I'm teaching a whole bottle, I cannot go and start from the base and come to the top. No, I need to start from the top and sequence it. Maybe it's about Coca-Cola bottle. It has a cover. I must talk about the counters or the cover on it, how it is open, why it was put there as a cork, as a stopper, whatever. I have to explain it. Then I'll come to what the part that is the neck part. I'll talk about it. Then gradually, I'll be bringing it. I'll be leveling it down there. Gradually, I come to the middle, then down. So this is how we have to sequence the lesson. I cannot come and talk about Coca-Cola bottle. Then I start from the counter. I say, okay, from the counter, you go to the bottom there. This is you come to the middle. No. When we do that, we confuse the children. We don't help them to understand, to put the pieces together. And so please, let's take note of it. Then the time. If you have 40 minutes, you are delivering a lesson. 40 minutes. So time on task. When we say time on task, a teacher will be teaching about maybe plants. Then you go and bring in a story. The story alone will take about 10 minutes. The children will be laughing. Then you feel, oh, I'm a good teacher. When I go to class, the children are happy. No. Time on task. Let's try and teach it within the stipulated time so that the children will benefit, so that you also don't have any problem like I have not finished teaching my topics and the week and the term has come to an end and me I couldn't finish the children. If the children don't perform, it's not me. I don't have enough time. Let's try and put away some of the teacher mannerism somewhere so that when we get in the class we will be able to deliver. So that is that. Then we have to develop an instructional strategy. What strategy am I going to use to teach this lesson? So when we talk about instructional strategy, am I going to use what the at the primary, at the GHS lecture method wouldn't help. The Socratic method wouldn't help. What am I going to use? So we are going to look at the strategies that you have to use to make sure you are using this strategy, the children are not getting it. You have to bring in another strategy, they are not getting it. So you have to try and put in different strategies so that children will get what you want to see. At the end, your aim is that the objective that you have set to help you drive you gradually so that you get to the goals. So I have said the objective is just like a vehicle which carries us to the goal. Don't let us forget it. Thank you. Now we are also saying that development and what selection of instructional materials. We are going to teach what instructional materials are you going to use. So we have to. So everything. For instance, you are teaching what sources of water. Then again, When you are preparing the lesson, though ChatGPT is going to help you, involve the children in your lesson preparation. How do you do that? We are talking about sources of water. As a teacher, I tell the children, look, you, this group A, tomorrow fetch pipe-borne water and bring. Do you have river at your place? Yes, it's fetch some and bring it. Do you have borehole? Fetch some and bring it. Do you have rainwater? So you are bringing different, even the sea, river. Let them collect them and bring them. You tell them you're going to teach about what? Or we're going to learn about sources of water, where we get different forms of water from. And so once the children are able to collect all this water from different sources, when they come and they put there, you ask you, oh, group A, where are you bringing your water from? Then they will tell you, group C. So how can you talk about your water, where you got the water from? Does it look like? The children themselves will be able to come out with all these things. Then it will make your teaching so simple. Okay, so when you talk about sources of water, where you tell them where places that we can get the water from. So where did you fetch your water from? Maybe, the sea. So sea water is salty. You put it down. So I'm going to tell them the properties. Okay, once they're able to do this one, you say rainwater, the most soft spot water we have in the world. So you yourself, you ask the person, the children and people come out with the answers. Then you are good to go. So we must be able to involve the children after we select our instructions. Okay, the material that we are going to use, we need to improvise. And so for that matter, the people should also be allowed to also participate so that they will feel part of the lesson. Last week I was saying that when you want to set rules in the classroom, you don't say, I'm the teacher, I'm the boss of the class, I have come. Hey, if you go to grade, you don't come early, I will lash you. The children will also be late and they want you to lash them for them to see. And so you call them, okay, this is the class, it's for all of us. Please, let's try and put some measures in place. Let's get rules and regulations so that when you go wrong, I'm not certain if you yourself are certain. So one person will say, please, when you go to break and you come late, maybe lash us 3. So no, sir, make it 4, make it 2. They will vote. So then they themselves, they will write it down. You don't write it, you allow the class prefect to write, whether class 1, class 2. You think they don't have anything? They have it, they know it. So they write. Oh, when you leave the class without asking permission, when you come, you should go and take. So as soon as you get this, you paste it on the wall, bam. Then when the person falls, I say, hey, the whole class, you said what? Let's go and read our Bible. He said, when you leave the class, you don't ask permission. What do we do? All of them will be happy. He said, we said you will do this. Okay. Am I the one saying it? No. Okay, then my brother or my sister, go and do it. The children, they will love you because they know you are not punishing them. If they state that you should cane them, they are happy. But when we come and say that, hey, as for me, I will lash you. You see, you don't know me, I'm a wicked teacher. Okay, they also try you for them to see that you are a wicked teacher. So please, let's try and get them involved in whatever we do. Now, construction of tests and other instruments for assessing and then evaluating student learning outcomes. We are saying that when we talk about important instructional objectives, it helps us to be able to construct tests and other materials so that we'll be able to assess the students. And you say it's not about developing only tests. We have formative and summative assessment. Okay, and so when it's a formative, as the teacher is teaching, we can do formative assessment. Okay, at the end of the term, we are putting it all together. We are summing everything. So summative assessment. Okay, so we have different levels of instructional instruments that we can use to assess students' performance, and we will evaluate them. When we do the evaluation, we see whether our method of teaching has gone down well with our students, so that the learning outcomes will be exhibited. You will see it in their life. All right. Now, the instructional objectives. How do we write it? So steps to write objectives. How do we do that? So what you want to accomplish? What are the measures that we need to put in place? So you want to, by the end of the lesson, the children should be able to measure or should be able to mention 3 sources of water. How are you going to accomplish it? What steps are you going to take to make sure you accomplish your objectives? So sources of water, what I will do is that, children, I'll put you into groups, group A, group B, group C, group D. You this group, fetch water from here, bring this one. So you do all these things. Then this is what a gradual process in which you are passing on to reach your destination or get your goal. So the learning that you want them to have, so you put all these things in place, and at the end, you are going to get your reach your goal. All right, Mr. Yes, Chris. Let's
Yes,
hear
sir.
you.
Thank you. Christian, sir. Sir,
Christian,
please,
right?
in sometimes we do say at the rural areas, all these things we don't sometimes normally achieve them because of the geographic area, especially at my end here. This November, coming this November, first week in November, they have a festival here of which before they start the festival, 2 weeks 2 weeks the kids will not come to school. They'll be doing their all the activities. It's not that the school is breakdown, but they themselves will not come to school. You, the teacher, will go and be in the school. Nobody will come for 2 weeks, two solid weeks. So all these in this aspect, you see, at the end of the term, they will come to when the exams is set, they will not be able to write something because they are exhausted already. So these are some of our challenges at the rural areas, most especially the deep community villages.
All right. And so say, matters like this, you are not careful, you don't deal with it well. Hey, they'll hit you. And so everything you do, you have a CISO, right?
Yes, sir.
And so you have to channel everything through the CISO. If you send your face, hey, my brother, they will tag you. You can list, through the head, then through the CISO, then it will go to education directorate so that they will come and have a talk with the town, even with the chief, so they will know that yes, the festivity or the festival is very important. But the children, the kids learning is all paramount. At the end of the day, you will say that yes, you spend 2 weeks at home, you were celebrating your festival. So why we say, okay, because of that, you where did you learn up to? We'll give you exams on it. No, they will quiz you the whole Ghana. And so please kindly involve the system so you don't put your face there too much so that you don't have any kind of problem. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank
Yes.
you.
And you're welcome. I saw someone hand, please. Oh, I should move on. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Ransford.
Yes, please. Good evening, sir, and
Good
my
evening,
colleagues.
my boss.
As you were talking about this, how to get the equipment or the materials for the classroom.
Yeah.
Sometimes the kids are really far away. As my brother said, the rural areas, we are in the village. And then getting these materials are very difficult. And then the syllables are very bulky too. So within an hour that you are using to have your period, how is all this going to be achieved?
All right. Thank you, my brother. And so, say, let's say I have only 1 hour to achieve my lesson. The syllabus is so bulky. So let me use a simple thing. We are talking about, let's say, sources of water. Okay, the children are coming from far. And so this week, I am going to teach that. As soon as they get to Thursday, I know next week I'm moving on to a different topic. So you have to plan with the kids. Sometimes they can even, when they are coming to school, next week, this is the lesson you're going to teach. So you can let them collect some of this material and bring it within this week. You keep it so that when it gets the following week, you won't have any problem of getting those materials. Please, are you getting it?
Yes, please.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Because if you say that, I'm going to teach this thing, let's go and look for TNN or whatever. No, that's why the lesson you need to plan. See, writing lesson notes those days was helping in a way. Because now when you download, you don't even have time to go through and do all those stuff. But when you were writing it, you know that, oh, okay, this one I'll introduce my lesson here, my TLM here, I have to get this. And so it helps a lot. But now we thank God, things are changing. We must also change. And so, like I said, ChatGPT do a lot of marvelous things for us. And so that is just about that. So please let them bring these materials ahead of time before the lesson. Thank you. Can I move on, please? Hello, can I move on?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You can.
please. Yeah.
All right. All right. So the objectives how do you measure the objectives that you have set? Okay. You should measure your own objectives you set from the syllabus. How do you measure that? What evidence will you use to demonstrate that you want to measure? But which evidence are you going to use to demonstrate that you've measured it and you have achieved it? Okay. It's all about you giving exercise. Okay. You can do what? Short answers quiz. Maybe whatever you have written, whatever you have taught, as soon as you finish, hey, take pieces of paper, write, 3 things that you heard me talking about or about a topic that you like so much. So everybody will put something together. You have to get time. Then after that, you collect all. You sit down and look at it. That's one way of assessing the children. It's not always about giving 5 exercise because yes, so may say that hey, you didn't do more exercise. That thing is there. But my brothers, you are the teacher, you are the final implementer, and so when you are dealing with these things, you need to be smart. Okay, you can even do a group work. All the children will come together, they do it, and then you take the paper, you mark it. They, put it in their file or whatever. Okay, so let's be smart so that people will not come to our workplace and come and do whatever they want to. Besides, let's hear you, please.
Thank you, sir. So, with regards to what you are saying, it's a very nice idea. But our CISOs and directors and the rest, when they come to your school, they prefer seeing an evidence. So, for instance, let's allow students to write something what they've heard as an assessment alone. When they come and they ask you, here you said you have taught this, that. Where is an exercise or what shows that you've taught them? Meanwhile, by that time, I'm sure you have left the paper somewhere. I can't remember last week. Yeah, one of them came to my school and was like, the assessment, you have so many ways you can assess students. Some is through the orals. And my assistant headmistress asked, you said we can do that through orals. But here's the case, but when you come to us, you need an evidence on the topic that we have done. So how can we provide an evidence on the oral aspect that we have done? So, sir, that aspect that is a very nice idea, but our CISOs and the rest. So I don't know if you can help us with any other way that we can use it. Yes, thank you.
All right, you're welcome, Mr. Isaka.
Good evening, sir. The letter I want to add is that my brother was saying when the sisters can, they need evidence. It's true. But what I normally do is that I do recordings. I use my phone to record. So anything I record, I will keep it. So when they ask of evidence, that's my evidence. It shows what I've done in the class. So that's what I normally do. And when they come, they do accept. So I think we can add that one too.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaka. Yes, my brother, as Mr. Isaka has said, some of the CISOs, they are troublemakers. Okay, forgive me, any CISO on the platform, forgive me. When it hits you, forgive us. Some of them are trouble, makers. But you see, for instance, these pieces of papers you've asked the children to do, my brother, as soon as they finish writing and you go through, kindly let them open their exercise book and they should write their exercise and let them paste it inside. Please, let them paste the pieces of papers that they've written and so that at least you can go and say, yes, after teaching, I didn't want to give long exercise. So I wanted them to write whatever they have and they did. So that's why I have, so even use what sticker, they should write it on a sticker. When they finish exercise, date, number, they should stick them inside. It could be even a group work. You have about maybe 4 groups or 5 groups. All the group members should stick whatever they have written inside the exercise. My brother, it's on evidence. And Mr. Isaka said he has been recording. Okay, if you have that, you have to take picture. You should do that. So then they want evidence. You are providing evidence to them. Sometimes it can even be graphics. Some of the news, media, you get something there. The children read it. If only it works, it connects to your exercise or whatever you are doing. They stick it in the exercise book, and that is all. How about this in portfolio? Yes, you can let the children, come out with their portfolio. You ask them to read. They should go online, read something. They should download it. They should print it. when they read something from a graphic, you should just cut it. And so it's a portfolio. When they come, you put it there. They say they want every day. Okay, this is what I'm teaching. This is the topic. I was talking about this. I asked the children to go and do the research, and this is a graphic diagram. So it's my brother, you are good to go. So that is what we can do. Miss Anthony, please, let's be quick here. Miss Anthony. All right, Sir John.
Yes, sir. Sir, regard to what my brother is saying, that was very nice idea. Do you know that my sister said that then we have to record it so that when they come, we show it to them. And it was like, no, we don't need recordings. So you just look at the impression that like the scenario you want to create. You are saying we should do oral assessment, but we said we will do some recording, but he said it doesn't need the recording. You see,
So he doesn't need recording. What does he need? You
So
say you can do oral assessment. So if I do an oral assessment, I should. Well, am I a magician to hang it in the class so that when you see the children doing the thing?
we
Please,
even asked
let me tell you something.
that. So it's not easy. It's not easy. We even asked her that. So how then do you expect her to do the oral thing? Because you are saying that we can do it oral. You want to do a recording. You said you don't need recording. So like, how do you expect us to do the oral assessment? That is not easy.
My brother, once you know what you are doing is right, please let's kindly do it so that we know what we are doing. When they come, they want to talk. You just listen to them. Yes, I'm not notes forward. Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir, next time, yes, sir. You're good to go. Once you know what you are not punishing the children, then please, you don't have any problem at all. And so please don't take some of these things to heart. When they come, you don't try and challenge them. Oh yes, I boss. Oh yes, I boss. You move on. Because once you know what they are doing is right and you're helping the children, we are good to go. Okay, Mr. Michael. Is it Michael or yes? Hello. Hello. All right. So Mr. Anthony, do you want to say something still, or I should go on?
Yeah, so what I learned about it. Hello.
I'm listening to you.
Hello.
Yes, please
Yes,
speak.
what I learned about the oral evaluation is you as the teacher, when you are done with the oral evaluation, can get an exercise book for record's sake. You state inside on this lesson on this day we did evaluation, an oral evaluation, this and that. Then maybe you can sign and make it. So when they come and they ask for evidence, we show that as proof.
All right. Yes, it's also a laudable idea. Mr. Festus, let's hear you.
Okay, so for me, I normally embark on practical aspects of the lesson with ICT. So what I do is that when I engage them in practicals, they use the laptops in, how to maybe insert pictures in MS Word or PowerPoint. Then afterwards, I will let them write them in their exercise book, maybe in groups. They demonstrated how to insert pictures in PowerPoint. So in that way, when the CISO comes, I show it to him. In each one of them, this very ratings will be in the exercise book. And when I show it to him, maybe he say that he wants evidence. I will select one of the students to show forth the practice to him. So that is what I normally do in order for me to, be at the safer side. So for the oral one, I think afterwards he can let them write it in the exercise book. Or maybe we orally answered, or we orally did this in each of them, the exercise book. And I think when the SISO comes, when you show it to him, that will be okay. So that is what I normally do.
All right. Thank you. That's also another thing that Mr. Yebon.
Yeah. I want, just as my colleagues have said, they've said everything. But what I want to add is that the CISO sometimes is a deliberate action. They go to the office, have their meetings, and when they finish, they will come with the frustration down to the field just to come and frustrate the teachers. And why am I saying this? Most of us here complaining. The very moment they select each and every one of us to go to the office, we also tend to behave the same way they are behaving, just towards the newly or our colleagues in the field. In fact, it's very painful. You know that your very colleague just got an appointment to be in the office, and they have seen the office to be as if it is heaven. That's their last point. And they use it to frustrate you. They know very well that when they were in the classrooms, they were doing exactly the same things you were doing. But when they get an opportunity to be in the office or to become a circuit supervisor or whatsoever that it is, then I don't know where that attitude comes from. And I don't also know what really changes at that moment, just because we are all following instructions. But most of the time, you realize that the teacher is not actually doing anything back. But just because he wants you to say yes, Amasa, or whatsoever that it is, then these problems begins to happen. So we need to also advise ourselves, because very soon some of us will be CISOs. Are we also going to do the same thing to our colleagues in the field? These are questions we need to ask ourselves. It's not just about us complaining today, but tomorrow we'll all be in the same field. And is that how we are all going to behave towards our colleagues? This is a learning ground, and we are all learning. But if we finish learning and we become the CISOs tomorrow, and we can implement the things we have cried of today, address these issues tomorrow, then what is learning for? What are we learning for? It means we are just doing, it's just for money and paper, for paper's sake. So that's what I want to contribute. We need to think about it.
All right, thank you. Let's be brief, okay? Misty FIFA.
Yes, sir. What I want to say is that most of the CISOs, when they are coming for inspection, they always come to find faults, or they always come to find fault from the teacher, instead of coming to just be a support or give the teacher guidance. They always come to find fault. And for the new curriculum, they are supposed to be supportive. That's why they are inspector support officer. So they are coming to support you wherever you have problems. They have to sit down with you, give you some guidelines for you to overcome the faults. But most of them, because they are not abreast with the new curriculum, they are using the archaic principle to come to the schools to just harass some of the teachers. And concerning the evaluation, when you are evaluating the children orally, you have to record it, because new curriculum, whatever you do, there must be an evidence. So when you are doing oral test or oral evaluation, just record either video or audio, but I prefer audio so that the face of the children answering questions will be depicted. So when they come, you just show it, as one of our brothers alluded to. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. You're all doing brilliant. The speaker just said, the one who just said before Mr. The one who just spoke, he said, today you are here, you are complaining. Tomorrow, when we give you the chance to become a head or to become CISO, you see, we are very wicked teachers, we are very wicked. When you even become a CISO, you become a head, and they give you the chance, you go and sit on people's happiness. Today, you see, all of us are crying here. We are crying. But when we become CISOs and head teachers, we are wicked more than any other thing. Master, the work we are doing, you can't carry the work. Put it at your shoulder. When it's pressing you too much, move away from there. Let the thing, fall down. You see, Master, it's not everybody that you can chop in eye. To chop somebody eye, you chop your eyes on in spirit. Thank you. So if you become a CISO and you become a head tomorrow, be careful. Thank you. All right, so we have, if you say, please, some people are giving us feedback. Let's check and mute our mic. All right, so learning has taken place. How do you say that learning has taken place? What criteria will you use to evaluate your evidence? So for instance, you say learning has taken place. So like the recording, what evidence are you going to give? What criteria did you use? They answered questions. I recorded them. This is my evidence. What criteria? I use oral what, evaluation. And so this is my evidence. This is what shows that I have taught and the children understand it. Any question I ask them, they are able to answer. And then the evaluation, who is doing it? It's either you or your sister who wants to, so they have come. You just have to give out whatever you have and they are good to go. All right. Now, there's one thing that will help you to know that, yes, your instructional objectives have been what? Met, or you have reached it. Now, there's what you call checklist for writing objectives. When you are writing objectives, you have to get what? A checklist. What do we mean by the checklist? So you are writing in terms of student performance. So this checklist is going to guide you. The children or the students, their performance after my lesson, have they been able to perform? If you take, let's say, 50% of the class or 20% of the class, how many people scored 5 over 5? How many scored 4 over 5? How many scored 3 over 5? Between 3, 4, 5, it means that you have taught well. So the children are so, then you take it. Okay, then observable by one or more of the 5 senses. So now you are teaching. The children are going to use their 5 senses to what? To learn. We have the title, where we use the fine muscle to touch. We have the eye, okay, seeing. Okay, the students are learning through what? Viewing, through their eyes. They also listen orally, okay, and then the skin, okay. So the skin tells you when you get to a place, when you are feeling cold or warm. It's the skin. It's also what? One of the senses. It tells you, oh, the place is warm, the place is cold. Yeah, you're able to detect that. So please, we have to look at all these things so that the children will be able to what? Place at the, sometimes you'll be teaching. As you're teaching, anytime you say something, a child will turn, either bringing the right ear or the left ear to you. It's not a child, it's not hearing well. So as a teacher, you need to be fast to what? Change the position of that student. There is something you are writing. Anytime you write, the students see and say that, oh, you see that somebody is struggling to see whatever you are teaching. You see that somebody is struggling to see what you are writing. Then it means that the person is having what? Eye problem. And so because the person is having an eye problem, you have to what? Position the child well. So all these things are what? A checklist kind of what? Something that will help you, the teacher, to be able to what? Place your teaching at the very what? Highest what? Pedestal, so that we can help the children. The idea or the aim of me being in the class is to make sure that I'm teaching the children well. Okay. Then in terms of specifics, what are you doing that you think that it is warranting the children's understanding? Okay. Be specific in whatever you are doing. Now we have to talk about what? Valid and reliable. Okay. Major objectives and goals of what? The course that you are teaching. Are they valid? Are they reliable? That's why we have what? There's a term for it. Oh, I've forgotten. Come. Test retest. What we call test retest. The same test that you give it to the children. In about 3 weeks' time, give them the same thing again to see whether the children will be able to, or those that they got them wrong, whether they'll be able to make it up. Okay. Then the time, all these things come together. Then you see that, oh yes, the exams I have set, very valid, and it is what? Reliable. I get it. Then we have measurable in terms of level of what? Performance and conditions under which performance takes place. So the measurable we are talking about, what are we looking at? Okay, so the conditions surrounding whatever the children are doing will help to whether they will perform or not. We have to look at all those things. There's sequential in relation to what? Prior and what? Subsequent knowledge. You are teaching fruit. Then the next lesson, you go and teach trees. We are talking about fruit. We have different types of fruit. Okay, instead of you to talk about all these things, you teach fruit today, tomatoes, pepper. Then tomorrow you jump, oh, what is a tree? No. Sequence your lesson. Let there be chronological way of teaching so that children will understand it. Then we have relevant. Okay, is it relevant? Whatever you are doing, is it very relevant to the children? Okay, so how do we say it is relevant? The children experience. The experience is about what? The RPK, what you have taught already. You should be able to marry it to the new concept you want to give to the kids. Okay, so that when they are able to, use it as a what? As a scaffolding. Okay, the scaffolding, more or less a board that they have arranged that it will help you to move to this one, to the second one, to the third, and you get to the top. Okay, that's the scaffolding. So what you have set, is it going to warrant their experience? Are they going to, use their experience to get to wherever you want them to get to? You have to check it. Then attainable within the time period. Will the children will be able to attain the objective, the goal that you want them to get within that specific, allotted period? You have to check it. Then challenging to each student. Now, which of the topics do you see it to be so challenging to the children? So that you do what? Reteaching. You do what? Remediation. Okay, you teach the children, some of them got it, some didn't get it. You have to do what? Remediation. So that you make sure your students are good. Because when you are teaching, by the end of the lesson, the pupil, it means that it is, laying emphasis on each of the child in the class, each of the people, each of your learners. So you don't say, oh, I was teaching, they say by the end of the lesson, the people. So people, if one person understands, that's all. The pupil is just laying emphasis on each of the child in the class, because we have different abilities, okay, abilities in what? In learning. So let's, take charge of those things. Then acceptable society. Whatever you are letting the children to learn, will the society what? Approve upon it? Will they accept it? Then realistic. What you are teaching, is it real? Can the children what? Do something about it? Can they base on that one and then come out with anything that you want them to get? So these are checklists that we want them to work, or as a teacher, you set for yourself. All right. Now there's what we call SMART. Okay, SMART objectives. When you say SMART, like we've said already, the S stands for specific. Okay, so what specific thing are we looking at? So what we are teaching, we're looking at what the concrete evidence, with tangible evidence of improvement. Are you targeting specific group of students? So, for instance, this thing we are doing, this course we are teaching, this course we are learning, it has been targeted to a particular group of what? Students, and that is your level. Okay, at a degree level, we cannot teach this thing to the JHS level. No, and look at the time, 3 hours solid, 5 to 8. And so no JHS student can do this, no primary student can do this. So we are looking at what? Whether what we are doing will suit certain level, certain group of what? Students. We have to make sure. Then we say it should be measurable. Okay, we have multiple what? Measures which focus on our what? Effort, on what gets what? On what gets measured. So for instance, in terms of measurable, I want to measure by the end of this lesson, my students should be able to talk about what learning is. They should be able to talk about what? Instructional objectives. They should be able to talk about what? The importance of instructional objectives. The difference between what? Goals and objectives. Yes, I know that at their level, they will be able to say it perfectly without having any problem. It means that my lesson and what I want to do, I can measure it within this particular what? Time. Is it attainable? Okay, goals that motivate us to strive higher. So have they set, or have you set any goals for the students? Though we don't have money, but at least when we are teaching, we can buy some, pencils, some pens to motivate the learners, so that to help them to achieve higher. Okay, we address goals through data or conversation. So certain goals, we need to address them through certain conversation. Okay, result based. We talk about motivating concrete benchmarks against which the measure or effort, not what process what goals. So we have certain benchmarks that we want every learner to be tied to. So what are we doing to make sure that those learners get to that? Then we say it should be time bound, builds internal accountability and what? Commitment. So a specific time frame. Within these 3 hours, all the instructional objectives that I have stated there, my students should be able to learn them and understand them so that they wouldn't have any problem. Okay, so now, so soon we have come toward the 4 fundamentals of what? Good objectives. Fundamentals of good objectives. When do we say the objectives is very good? When do we say it's nice, it's better, it can help the children will be able to learn and learn well? Okay, and so the objectives we are setting, what are we going to talk about? We are looking at what? The audience. Your objectives you are setting. You are going to teach primary, you are going to teach KG, you are teaching lower primary, upper primary, JHS. Please, your lesson, you should first of all think about your audience. The audience are the learners you are going to teach them. So please, your statement should be clear. Your definition should be clear, because it's the learner that surface. The learner is placed at the central point of the teaching and learning. Those days, it was what? Teacher, that's what holds all the knowledge. But now, no, we are just facilitating. We are just giving a helping hand. And so that's how come most of the lessons we have to give the people as what? A project. Okay, so we are looking at the objectives being what? Defined as the outcome of our learning experience. The learning, your experience that I will see in you tells me that you've gone through education. You have learned. It's not about anybody who has finished PhD when he is talking as if he talks from, excuse me, the bottles. He talks without thinking. Okay, so we should see all these things in you. The way you talk. You see a doctor chewing maize at the roadside, blah, 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 talking anyhow. No. It means that the education went through you, didn't go through the education. Okay, you were awesome. And so that is that. Then we have behavior. What does behavior got to do with this? That the statement clearly defines what the learner will do or be doing after completing the learning sequence. So I should see A, B, C, D in you, my people. At the end of the day, you're going to write quiz from unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. You're writing your first quiz. I am expecting that what we are going to, once they bring those quizzes, you should be able to score. Then it means that what I have taught, what I have discussed with you, I am seeing it in your behavior, in your actions. When you even talk, I can sense these things inside. Then the condition. Does the statement clearly describe the condition under which the learner is expected to perform? The condition with which the learner is what? Is learning. Can he perform? Which condition is the learner in? Is the learner annoyed? Is he happy? Have you prepared them well to take the new what? Ideas? We have to look at. Then the degree. Does the statement set the degree or standard of acceptable performance? Well, we have certain things that we all look up to. That, yes, we all want to pass. We all want to get between 70 and 100. So any student that falls within 70 to 100, the person is an achievable, or he's a higher achiever. Okay, so that degree, that standard must be what? Accepted through your performance. So within your performance, are you able to get certain what? Marks that show that yes, you have really what? Enjoyed the lesson, you've really understood everything that the teacher or the lesson has taught you. So now we have come to Unit 2, Section 2. Here, what are we going to look at? We are going to look at determining the domain of instructional objectives. How do we do that? How do we determine the domain of instructional objectives? Okay, so we are saying that domain, we are looking at a specification that shows the elements and interrelationships of teaching and learning. So we are looking at the element that brings the teaching and learning together. And with this, we have 3 main domains. What domains are we going to talk about? The domains, we have the cognitive, which deals with the mind. Cognitive, it deals with the mind. And what are we going to do? Everything that you thought of, okay, you give it to the heart, which is affective. So here, attitudinal change has to come in after you've gone through certain what, certain education, certain educational institution. We are expecting that your attitude should change. the manner with which you deal with your colleagues, another thing, all should work. Your feelings. So when you say affective, the heart, whatever you have planned in your mind, you give it to the heart, then the psychomotor will also exhibit it. And so the psychomotor here, we're looking at the physical skills, which includes physical movement, coordination, use of motor skills. So all these things, let's bring our mind towards the computing environment. So here you've learned the cognitive, they've taught you how to do ABC. For instance, I want my learner to be able to understand, to be able to type at a very high speed without looking on the keyboard, A1, B1. And so what am I going to do for my learner to understand that? What I can do is that I have to introduce a game which will help them to develop their eye-hand coordination. Eye-hand coordination. What do I mean by that? If I say eye-hand coordination, I should be able to be playing a game without looking on the keyboard, but I'm able to use the control keys to navigate and do whatever I want to do. One of such game is the chicken invaders. Okay, the chicken invaders, if you are not fast, the chicken will invade the whole area, you can't get anywhere to stand. And so you have to use the control keys. Okay, and so with that one, you are training the child how to use the hand without looking on the keyboard. And so let's be mindful of that. So the three domains, we have the cognitive, we have the affective, we have the psychomotor. And all these things so simple. When they say cognitive, it deals with the mind, the mental skills, which involve knowledge and development of intellectual skills. So here you do critical thinking, cognitive processes, and all of that. Then when you go through all these things, then you say that, okay, now that I have understood the thing and I love it so much. So in fact, my heart is it's giving me that kind of zeal that I should be able to do it. Okay, so you give it to your heart when you say attitudinal change, the skills and what you need to come in, where your feelings are brought to bear, the value, the appreciation, whatever. Then after that, we look at psychomotor, physical skills, during movement and all those things. So that is that. Now, when we talk about the cognitive domain, what do we mean? Cognitive domain. The cognitive domain involves knowledge and development of intellectual skills. So we are saying that the cognitive domain, when we talk about cognitive, we are looking at your knowledge, how it has been developed through the lessons as you have been going all this while. Okay, now you are doing your degree, you've gone to primary, JHS, SHS, you are doing your first degree. And so what have you learned so far? Okay, so you realize that the learning is more or less a spiral kind of something. When I say spiral, you see, when you throw a stone into a pool of water, you realize that there's some kind of spiral movement that round. So it starts with small points, then as it's going, it's graduating. And so that kind of thing. So you realize that all the pieces that you've learned, that you learn them well, that you have installed it on the long-term memory, you are able to now bring them bare to look. So you are able to say, okay, that is where the learning theory came in. Oh, they taught me this in SHS. Oh, okay, then I can relate, I can connect. So they say the theory. Okay, so that is how intelligent some people are. Okay, it includes recall of facts, patterns, and concepts. How they draw this pattern, trace this pattern. So our sisters are there. Child psychology level, the early childhood, they do a lot of drawing, tracing patterns and all of that. There's certain concept that you want the children to get. Okay, they should be able to recall. So you are teaching science. You say first 20 elements from hydrogen to calcium. How do you put these things together so that from 1 to 20 you'll be able to memorize it, you'll be able to say it. So we have to do what we call some kind of mnemonic and all of that. So that to help the children to recall what they have learned. The fact in it, they should be able to make it. Then it has 6 major categories. When we take the cognitive domain, we are looking at 6 main categories. Here, we're going to talk about Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy. So when we say knowledge, we are looking at recall, identify, recognize, acquire, distinguish. Then when we say comprehension, We are looking at what? Translate, extrapolate, convert, interpret, abstract, and what? Transform. We say application. What are you applying? So you are applying what you've learned on a new concept to be able to what? Execute it. Then the sequence has to come in. Okay, the gradual way, the step-by-step way of teaching something. Okay, you carry out so many things, you solve, you prepare, you operate, you generalize, you plan, you repair and explain. So that is what Benjamin Bloom is telling us, that when we look at the knowledge, the comprehension, the application, once you're able to develop your knowledge, you'll be able to comprehend, bring what you've learned to bear. Then now, once you have learned and you have it in your knowledge and you're able to bring it to bear, then now you can apply. Okay, you do application. And so that is that. Now, let's look at Bloom's revised taxonomy. In Bloom's revised taxonomy, we are saying that at the knowledge level, we are talking about recalling or restating fact. Then we're talking about understanding. What are you recalling? What fact are you trying to what? Restate it in a different way. Understanding, when we talk about understanding, we're looking at what? Ability to create own meaning from new learning. So because based on what you have learned and you understood it, when they give you a new task, you'll be able to what? Based on the old one, you create a new meaning from what? The new learning experience. Then we say applying. What are you applying? Using the new knowledge in a familiar or different context. Okay, you're using the new knowledge you've gotten or you've gained, okay, to familiarize yourself with the task that has been given it to you in a different way, in a different context. That's why we say what? Transfer of knowledge from one subject area to the other. I guess. Then we look at analyzing. You are breaking the new knowledge down into discrete parts and identifying how the parts relate to the whole. Okay, so the thing that they have given it to you, how do you relate it? How do you break it down so that you'll be able to get a concept? So that now, once you break them down, you're able to put the pieces together, you now arrive at the whole, section. Then we have evaluating, making judgment and critiquing. The difference between criticism and critiquing is that in critiquing, they look at both the positive side and the negative side. But in criticizing, they are only coming to criticize the bad thing about you, but the good thing that you have done, nobody will tell you. For instance, you go and talk about one teacher. You go and spoil the teacher, you put the teacher, one teacher in your staff common room, you'll be talking about the teacher. But I'm telling you, as you are spoiling the teacher, when you finish, kindly tell them that, oh yes, as for the teacher, he has done A, B, C, D. However, she's good in this regard. You are critiquing the teacher. You are not criticizing the teacher. Every bad teacher has a good aspect in his life. And so teachers, let's be mindful. Then we have what? Creating. What are you creating? Putting pieces together to form what? Something new. You putting the pieces together to form something new. All right. Now, what are we talking about? The Bloom's taxonomy, we have the old versus new. Okay, let's look at the new, the old. The old here, starting from the base, we have knowledge. We have the comprehension, or we comprehend. When we get the knowledge, we're able to what? Bring something out of our mind. Then after that, we apply whatever we've learned that we have, we are able to apply to a new situation. Then we analyze what we have done, what application we have done. We want to analyze to see whether it is right. Then we synthesize. Okay, we try to pick out the old one or try to bring the good ones out. Then after everything, we will do what? Evaluation. In the same regard, Bloom look at it and say, no, there should be now, because knowledge is dynamic. Okay, it's not what permanent. It should always, we are learning, minds are changing, and so now they came out with a new kind of pyramid. And here they say, instead of knowledge, the knowledge that you have acquired, what is it going to help you do? It will help you to remember. So we say remembering. Then when you remember, it means that you have understood the thing correctly. Okay. So once you remember due to your understanding, then now you look at it, okay, because I understood this, I remember. Then let me apply. Okay. So after you have applied, what do? You analyze. Okay, I understood the thing. I remember the teacher said A, B, C, D. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now let me also apply this and solve this problem. Once I'm able to do that, okay, then I analyze whether every step that I've gone through is right, is correct. Then after everything, you say, so let me evaluate myself whether I have gotten it. So you evaluate. Now after evaluating it, say, okay, good. Then now let me create my own into what an existence. And so this is the old, that is the new. All right. Now why the change or the changes? The Bloom's taxonomy that came, we have the old, we have the new. Why the changes? Now let's look at why there has been the need for what that change. So knowledge is what? A product of thinking. Knowledge, we are saying it's a product of thinking. For you to get knowledge, you must think. If you don't think, there's no way that you get knowledge. But we are not saying not what a category of what thinking in itself. Okay, for you to get the knowledge, you must think. So it was what change to what remembering. That's how come instead of knowledge, we say what remembering in the new concept. Okay, so knowledge is a product of thinking. So now once you think and you're able to come out with different ideas, then it means that you remember what transpired, what happened some time ago. Okay, then the taxonomy changed from nouns to what? Actionable verbs. Okay, that's how can you see it that way. Instead of the noun that we were using, knowledge, whatever, names of those things, we say, no, let's change it to what? Actionable what? Verbs. That's how come the new one. Comprehension change to what? Understanding. Once you are able to comprehend, it means you understand the concept that what is before you. Okay, then synthesize. Change what? Creating, because creative thinking is a more complex skill than critical thinking. So when we talk about synthesize, we're looking at what? How one can create things out of what? Nowhere into an existence. And therefore, not only did the word change, but where it is what? Located on the taxonomy. We're not looking at how it has changed, but let's look at where it has been located. You get it? Then we have the older one. We say Bloom was more what applicable toward younger audience. That's the elementary what kind of level. But the new Blooms accommodate a more comprehensive audience. Okay, so the new one, we are looking at what our current situation, how learners should learn, how they should understand, how they should be able to comprehend, understand, remember, create, analyze, and synthesize so many things and put it together. Then they will be able to create their new thing. And so we shouldn't forget about that. All right. Now, wow, how come these things take so long? Okay. Now the affective domain. When we talk about the affective domain, what do we mean? We're saying that this domain deals with the manner in which learners deal with what? Emotions, such as feeling, okay, value, appreciation, motivation, and attitude. There are some people, no matter what you do for them, they will never appreciate it. They can't even say thank you. They will never say thank you. You even motivate them, hey, you push them, hey, you push no good. No matter what you do. And so this shouldn't say that we also not do it. Okay, we have individual characters, we have individual differences. And so that is this. Then we have receiving what? Stimuli. When you say receiving stimuli, what do you mean? Yes. Yeah, Mr. Jackson. Hello. Mr. Jackson, your hand is up. Let's hear you.
Sir, there's a place I didn't get a comprehension well. The place
Okay.
that was stating why some of the terminologies in Bloom's taxonomy was changed. The first one, that was knowledge. So we said that in the new taxonomy, knowledge has been changed to remember. And then
Yes.
the reason being is that the knowledge is a product of thinking, not a category. Sir, can you bring a normal analogy to explain that point? I don't
That
really understand what they are trying to insinuate. And I
knowledge
want to
is
ask,
a product.
is it Bloom who made the changes, or like how did the changes happen?
And so, it's not specifically being what Bloom, but you see, people are learning. I getting it? Because learning is taking place and other people are basing their analogy or their idea on what people have done. And so they also want to try to massage the whole thing and come up with a different idea. It's the same way, but now they say they want it should be what actionable verse. And so based on Bloom's taxonomy now, because see, when you are doing something, you must give credit to the person, the originator of the knowledge. I hope you are getting it. Hello.
Yeah, sir.
So you must give credit to the person who did the thing. So even if I pick the same thing, I want to change it, I should still use your name. Though I have come out with a different word idea, but I pick it from your source. So I have to reference you. I hope you are getting that point. The network. Hello.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, I am getting your
Hi,
point,
sir.
but the problem I'm facing right now is that what do they mean when they say knowledge is a product of thinking, not a category of thinking? Sir, like what does that phrase or clause mean actually?
So when we say knowledge is a product of thinking, and so you see, when we say a product of something, let me use this one to explain. When we say a product of something, so due to maybe due to the new change of this new syllabus, then here comes this new curriculum thing that we are saying. So for instance, what we've changed due to the new changes, then we have the product of the new curriculum. Please, are you getting it? And what are the products talked about? We're talking about curriculum instead of syllabus, whatever they say curriculum. Instead of a topic, we say what
The strand.
strands and substrands. Thank you. So you see that based on these products, these things are falling under that and under them. I hope you are getting it, please. Hello.
Sir.
Please, are you getting me?
Sir, if the statement could have been knowledge is a product of remembering, fine. But here, sir, the analogy that you stated, you said that we can say that a syllabus is a product of curriculum. That point is clear. But here you say knowledge is a product of thinking instead of saying knowledge is a product of remembering, and then not a category of thinking. It seems it is confusing.
Yes. Sometimes the note, you see, so you are right, okay. So I'm changing from knowledge to remembering, and so that is what we can say here, okay. But in your book, in the handout that I've given it to you, you see it has been stated clear this way, but when you are dealing with it, you should be able to try and bring your understanding to bear so that you'll be able to change certain things to suit your understanding. So we are saying that knowledge is a product of what? Remembering. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Remembering. And so we are not looking at what the category of thinking itself, but we want to know that once you
Hi.
get the knowledge, it means that you'll be able to remember whatever that has been taught to you. Please, are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please, I think I have seen another hand. Yes, hello.
Sir, I I wanted to add this that also mean that it's also an outcome or the output of whatever is in your mind.
Yes, please. Whatever that you
Alright.
have in your mind, you put it out
Yeah.
there. So the output, okay, so the product. Is how you get it.
Alright.
Then we have Mr. Okay, Mr. Jackson, you have spoken, right?
Yes, I have spoken.
All right, all right. Okay. So can I go on?
So let's proceed.
All right. All right. So now, why the change? We talk about we've done we deal with it, and we wanted to go back for say at some points issue. So once we are done with this, let's go. So the affective, we are looking at how one feels. Okay, how one feels. So receiving stimuli, how do you receive that stimuli? You listen, okay, to others with respect. Okay, you're listening to new knowledge. For example, you have to reply when somebody talks, you have to reply. Okay, so you have to reply. You select, you name, you follow instructions, you describe, you identify, you point to. And all these things are what the affective domain that we are talking about. How to even choose your words when you are dealing with human being. You get it? And so that is what we talked about it here when we talk about the domain. Then responding to stimuli. How do you respond to stimuli? Okay, so active participation, willingness to what respond, and satisfaction to all these things comes in. So, for example, when we ask a question, we are demanding you to answer. In the aid of in the course of answering, we have certain aids, assistance, complies. You need to comply with certain rules. You must conform to certain rules. You must present, read, write, label. All these things are ways of what responding to stimuli. Okay, receiving stimuli is when I'm teaching you. So as I'm teaching you, you are listening to me. When I say write, you are writing, you're doing everything. Then I'll come and say that, how did you understand or how have you understood the concept? And so we are saying that responding to what? Stimuli. If you are responding to my question, what are you going to do? You are going to write. Okay, you are going to what? Write through your answers. You use certain things. Okay, so you can use aids, assistance, or assist, complies with the rules I'm giving you. You must conform to whatever rules and present whatever that I have given it to you. You must do a lot of reading, writing, and all of that. Okay, then valuing the wealth or what value one assigns towards stimuli. How do you value the concept I've given it to you? How do you value the knowledge I have given it to you? Okay, even though they are all internalized, how do you value that? So they are what? Overtly what? Identifiable, willing to what? Involve examples, differentiate, demonstrate, complete. All these things are there for one to what? Value whatever concept I'm giving it to them. So when I give you something, how do you value it? You should be able to put the pieces together to give you the differences. You should be able to demonstrate. You should be able to complete whatever thing I have asked you to complete. Some of the questions say complete the following what sentences and all those things. Organizing. How are you organizing things? Okay. Willing to support and be and what? Advocate. You prioritize whatever value that you have. You see, you must select some of them that is very what fine with you, very what interesting with you or to you, so that you'll be able to what do what is expected of you. So all these things are there. Then internalizing. So internalizing, what are we looking at? A value system established that what controls behavior. So it consists and pervasive work well with others and what independently. So all these things are there for you when we talk about the affective domain. Okay. Then psychomotor domain, what are we looking at? We are looking at what? Naturalization, mastering skills to what? Automaticity. Example, design, develop, create, articulation, combining, producing, and performing several skills consistently. For example, you have to adapt to certain situations, you must construct, you must generate, you must create. All these things is the what? Psychomotor domain, where you are using your what? Your muscles, your fine muscles to manipulate and extrapolate certain things to complete certain what? that has been given it to you to be able to master certain what situation or certain condition or certain what task, to be able to demonstrate. All these things are there when it comes to psychomotor domain. Then we have manipulation. For example, when it comes to psychomotor domain at the lower level, our teachers normally teach us how to write well. And so when you do these things, some of the children are even able to write better than we, the teachers. It means that you have mastered that particular task that are given it to you. Then manipulation, to how you can manipulate things. Example, you act, you execute, you produce, you perform all those things. The imitation, mimicking, and observing behavior. So somebody can speak like Jerry John Rawlings, somebody can speak like Kufo, somebody can speak like what? President Mahama or Kufado. So all these people can mimic them. So this is what we are what? So it's about what? Copying verbatim. They are able to what? Mimic people like that. So that is what psychomotor domain. Now we've come to Unit 2, Section 3. We're going to look at the general aims and objectives of ICT or computing curriculum for primary and that of what GHS. So the general aim for primary schools or the GHS, we said the curriculum or the syllabus is designed to help people to, one, acquire basic computing literacy. And so remember that in 2007, when President Kufo came, he said that they have to introduce ICT into the what? Into the syllabus or into the course you are doing. So in 2007, this thing was introduced. But even with that, he also came out because of political score. He said when he comes, he changed the 3 years to 4 years. And when he came, he contacted Professor Jovos or something committee. They did everything, and then they gave the white paper. He threw it away. They said that yes, it is true, President. This is what you say you want to do 4 years, but we want to say that if we're able to structure our classrooms well, we have all these tools, gadgets, ICT lab, and the 3 years will be enough. Still, he went on ahead after our money, okay, high-end money that we've paid our tax. We give it to them through the paper somewhere and try to implement it for you. Because it's a political point that he has to score. And so hence, they have to bring the ICT as a course. So that's one, acquire basic of computing literacy. Two, communicate effectively using computing tools. The children should be able to communicate. Not that you talk about computing tools. When I give you an assignment, you should be able to communicate by typing. If it's Excel, by doing Excel things. Very soon, I'm going to give you an assignment where your groups, I'll give you an assignment that you have to read. You have to choose a topic and you prepare your own slides and come and present. I will also score you a marks, and I'll give you the modalities of what scoring your what or rubrics for what scoring your presentation. All those things will come. Then three, develop interest in acquire what skills in the use of the internet. How do I get that skills? I'll move to this site to different in searching for information, put them together, and then I'll have what a whole information as one. Then develop basic ethics in using computing tools. There are some ethics that you need to what develop that you need to know. So when they go online, they will not go and do anything that is not acceptable. Acquire basic mouse and keyboard skills. Mouse, the keyboard at that tender age, they need to work fidget with the mouse and the keyboard a lot so that they will be able to make it to the level with which we want them to get to. And rationale for primary computing, what is the rationale behind it? Because it was one of the essential school subjects, okay, that is trying to find its way, okay, to light. So it can be applied to all areas of learning. So this computing thing, we can apply it to all areas of learning. English teacher can use computer or can use these tools. Science teacher, math teacher, everything, even the math, they are using calculator and other things. So it's also a computing tool. And so it's applied to every field of what? Of learning, where it will give you the knowledge and skills that you want the children to get. Also, we shouldn't forget. So that's the rationale, because we can apply to various learning areas we have to know what to do and what not to do, as to whether we should do it or not to do it. So we can answer those questions to ourselves. Then we have the knowledge, understanding, and application of the basic school computing curriculum. Under that, we said that under this domain, learners acquire knowledge through what? Some learning experiences. Because I have learned from lower primary, and you see, it is the same thing that we are learning. Just that when you move on, you move ahead, they intensify it a bit. You move to class 2, it's a bit higher than class 1. Class 3, a bit higher. The same concept, but what? A bit higher. Class 4, like that. Okay, the same thing, but in a different what? Level of understanding and learning. So we say that they may also show understanding of what concepts by comparing, summarizing, rewriting, etc. in their own ways and constructing meaning from what instructions. And so when you do all this, the children are able to put these things together so that they can make meaning out of their own what learning environment. Now, organization of what the standards for basic 4 to 6, the content standard in these documents are organized by grade level. Now, within each grade level, the contents are grouped first by strands. Okay, the content are grouped first by strands, and each strand is further subdivided into sub-strands of related indicators. Now, indicators are what the learning outcomes that define what learners should know and be able to do, where we can liken it to what objectives. The learning outcome, you can say what is what the objective, the indicators. Okay, so the indicators will drive us, okay, to be able to do what we are expecting them to do. All right. Now, content standards are groups of related indicators. Note that indicators from different standards may sometimes be closely related because computing is what? A connected subject. So class 1, class 2, they are all what? Connected. They relate to one another. The same concept, but we are teaching it in a different what? Level. And so we have to look at it. Now, how about the sub-strands? We're saying that there are larger groups of related indicators. And so because it's like that, computing topics to what? To be studied needs to be what? Relate to each other. It's our keyboarding skills. Even at the JHS, they still do what? Keyboarding skills in some aspects. Okay, now indicators from different substance may sometimes be closely what related as well. Just as in our primary level, the upper primary, whatever, they relate to each other. And we are saying that the strands are the main branches of what computing content to be studied. The strands, the main branches of the computing content to be studied. So we shouldn't forget about that. Now the standards are organized at the KG1 to basic 6 phase under 7 strands. Now formerly we're teaching it from the KG up to the basic 6 level, but now we said at the lower primary from class 1, from the KG up to class 3, we should stop teaching it. But the private schools are doing it. I don't know why they should stop. Why should they stop? Because the children will still come and learn. So from the lower primary school was to introduce it to them, they said no, we should stop it. So formerly the KG1 to basic 6 phase, it was having under 7 strands. We have the introduction to computing, we have presentation, we have word processing, we have desktop publishing, we have what? Programming and databases. We have internet and social media. We have health and safety in using what ICT tools. Okay, so all these things, these 7, strands are what we want the children to get before they move on. And these things, the same thing that runs through the upper primary, the same thing that runs through the GHS. And even in the SHS, it runs through there. All right. Then the computing curriculum shows the scope and sequence of what strands addressed at the basic 4 to 6 phase. What do we look at it or take from there? The remaining part of the content or the document presents the details of what the standard and indicators for each grade level. So we need to try and get with a copy and study it carefully for classroom practices. So please, in your classroom practices, get this curriculum or the syllabus and study it well so that you know what exactly you are supposed to do. Those teaching at the lower primary, they are not doing, but please, I still want to, tell you that if you think you have time that you can introduce it to the children, nobody will punish you. At least at your leisure time, once a while, you can just, put it across so that the children will also know those things before they get to the upper class. So here we are looking at general and specific objectives at the primary school level. We also have general and specific objectives at the JHS level. All these things they are the same. They are related to each other. And so please don't let us forget so that we'll do the needful. And so I think so soon we've come to the end of the class. I think Mr. Echampon, your hand is up. Sorry, I didn't, make it up. So please, let's say Mr. Echampon. Yeah, Mr. Echampon, let's hear you.
I said it was accidentally raised.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Abdul, let's hear you, please.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
I want to ask, I think this course is basically concentrating on SHS education, right?
Yes, as well as
Our program.
Yes, and then SHS as well as but yes, SHS.
But now what we are doing, I think, is hammering on only primary and GHS.
Yes, you recall, you concur that the same thing that those teaching at the SHS or something, the same thing runs through. Now from the primary up to GHS2, it's all basic. I don't know whether you are aware.
Yes.
Yes, please. I read about that one.
So yes, so when you get to Form 2, then now they come and do the career, choice. And so please now they say all is what basic. And so
okay.
You must understand the basics before we hop on to what the highest level. Because bro, you are not the only person. Maybe you are good in IT, but there's someone here who has never even had experience with this IT and its what stuff. So we have to gradually carry everybody along. And so though we are talking about primary, we are talking about GHS. Yes, that is where it starts from. Also, we shouldn't forget that we said now from the primary up to SHS2, they are all what basic. So please, that is
okay.
That is that. Yes, sir.
Then I have I have
it seems
book. Let me learn. I have some book that is methods of teaching computing in primary and GHS. Is that the one we are using?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Is it the one I sent you?
Yes, in the group. But
Good.
I was confused.
So please, that is the book you are using.
Okay, so thank you, sir.
okay. Sir,
Yes,
please.
sir.
It seems what we said it is on paper, but it does not reflect on grounds in the sense that in the new core curriculum we are saying that the basics start from lower primary to SHS2. But right now, if you have a bachelor's degree in basic education after completing a college of education, you are not posted to a senior high school to go and teach at the SHS2 or SHS1, but they are all basic. Yet you are posted to the GHS or the primary level to go and do your teaching. So, sir, it seems what you are saying it contradicts what is happening on the field. So, I side with my brother. Since this course started, it seems that the book is much, narrowed or focused on the GHS and then the primary. Meanwhile, uh, we are moving on to the senior high school. So I feel that it should be skewed to the senior high school instead of laying much emphasis at the GHS and then the primary. Yet the SHS 1 and 2 does not recognize a basic school teacher as to be part of a teacher at the senior high school level. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, it's like that. But you see, you have now started. You just started. As you are moving on, you're going to do programming. You're going to do those things that will take you to the SHS. Don't worry. All these things, you have to know how to, excuse my language, how to crawl before you get up walking. Before, I hope you are getting me. You are following what I'm trying to share with you. And
Yes,
so
please.
we cannot, yes, we can't just jump and say that, oh, all they are in SHS, let's go and bring some of the programming. You are going in second semester, you're going to do programming, you're going to do a whole lot of things. Okay, internet, all those things in ICT, you're going to do it. So this one is just to help you. This one, methods of teaching ICT. How are you getting it? So in the methods of teaching ICT, it means they say my network. Please, can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear me, please?
please.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
yes.
sir.
Yes.
Please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's clear.
All right. So please, what I'm trying to say is that we have to start from somewhere before we get to the detailed ones. And so please don't worry at all. Yes, it's SHS program we are doing. And so once you are done, you're going to SHS to go and teach. But we have to start from somewhere. We must understand all these concepts. When we're able to understand the primary, the GHS concepts, then you move on to the SHS. You are going to do programming and what have you. That is where you see, yes, that yeah, is good you did it. Because see, one of the things is that most of you are the GHS teaching. So once you are there, this program is going to take you, let's say, 3 semesters, or let's say 3 semesters. And so if it's 3 semesters, you'll still be teaching at the beginning before you graduate to the SHS. And so if you don't teach, you don't learn all these things, then we say we want to teach you at the SHS level. You are going to teach the children with what we are giving it to you, which is the SHS one. So you must know this, then they will add those of the SHS one to you as well. So I don't know whether I've answered your question, please. Hello.
Sir,
Please, are you
sir,
okay?
which means after. Hello, sir.
Yeah, come again.
Sir. But what I know is this is the only methods for teaching computing that we are learning, or there will be subsequent one.
No, this one
That's
is
what I'm waiting for.
this one is a method of method of teaching computing that you are learning. And this one, and
Yes,
then
sir.
and
So
and then curriculum studies in ICT.
yes, okay. But initially, when you answered my question, I understood that methods of teaching ICT, the methods that we are learning in this book are the same as the method we are going to use, or the SHS teachers use. Or
Yes, please. Yes, please. The methods that we are using to teach
okay,
ICT is the same
if it
thing
is
that.
if the demonstration method is the same demonstration, if it is
Yes.
inquiry or what they're all using the same thing.
Yes, please. Yes,
Okay,
please.
sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Mr. J. Emmanuel.
Hey, sir.
Okay, sir. I wanted to add up to what you said. You see, you can't learn a new thing without knowing how to teach it. So, method of teaching ICT is there. Even if you check the regular course manual is there. So, I think it all starts from the basics, because if you don't know what's happening in the basics, the junior high school, how are you going to be abreast with the high school? So we have to
Exactly.
start from the basics to the JHS, because the students for the basics will pass into the junior high school before they come to the high school for us to teach them. So that's it. Thank you, sir.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, Mr.
I
Sambo,
say,
let's go.
sir, still, I stand
Let's
to
go on.
disagree with what Mr. J just said, and then your previous assertion that you need to go to the basic before you'd be introduced with the senior high school topics. In the sense that the basic qualification that UCC needs before they would admit you into this course is a bachelor degree in basic education. And then as we are all aware,
So please,
before
come
you be
again.
able to
Please, it's not basic education only. It's for
let me land, Mr. J. Let me land.
okay.
I'm not done. From what you said, you were in the same, umbrella with what Sir said, that we need to study the basics before we move on to the curriculum of senior high school. And then I'm of the view that I disagree to a particular extent with what you said and then what Sir said, in the sense that before you apply for the Stretch 3.1, the minimum requirement for you to gain admission is a 4-year bachelor degree program, and not in any field, in an educational field. And then, as we are all aware, before you be able to attain a bachelor, 4-year bachelor education, you had passed through such courses like what we have been doing, the curriculum, everything pertaining to these courses. So I was of the view with what Abdul said, that since we have already learnt majority of these things in our various colleges, why don't we proceed to the senior high school? And then now we are going back to what we learnt and then we are proceeding. Thank you.
Why are you rushing things like that? It is just step by step. So we have to recall on that before we move ahead. So just let the lecturer do his work. Yeah, that's all. So why all these
Please,
things? That's what
please,
the program is for. So let's wait and see how it is. He has explained that.
So why are you
Then
rushing?
subsequent semesters you will learn about that. So please just let him be and do his work and let's go.
yeah. Oh, please, let's calm down. But he wants to know more. So please, the issue is that Mr. Champon, and we thank you, Mr. Kojo. Mr. Champon, the issue is that, like I said, yes, you've learned some of these things, Bandura, whatever you've learned them, but it's not the same thing that we have in this course book that we are doing. They know you have done it, but you need to review your previous knowledge to see. Maybe you have the idea, you have the knowledge in this, okay, but some people, like I've told you, some people are now joining you. Maybe you are good, you did ICT at the college. Some people didn't do it at all, they are now joining. And so if they are now coming to, because somebody did social studies, but he there to want to what, come and divert to ICT education. So when they come, from the start, then gradually we get to the top there. You see, if we don't do this, when you get to programming, when you get to this advanced and all that, people will find one thing. And don't forget that we are all learning how to go and teach it. I know you know how to teach it. But when they take your transcript, they must see methods of teaching ICT. Okay, the method that you are learning, including curriculum studies in ICT. Okay, so you must learn all these things. From there, after this semester, you are going to meet, or second semester, you are going to meet different type of courses or subjects that you are going to be taking through. That's why you are going to meet for your expectations. So don't worry. You exercise patience. As you are moving on, you get to know most of the things that you are yearning to get. Okay, Mr. Champon. Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Akotia. Let's hear
Yes,
you.
sir. I think what Sir Kennedy said initially was right. As the curriculum framework that binds the basic school, which is the National Teacher Education Curriculum Framework, is the same one binding the SHS2. So when you see the SHS, you realize that after the JHS, which is up to basic 9, it continues from there as basic 10, 11, in that order. So basic 9, 10, 11, and 12. I don't know if anyone has come across it before. So it's the same curriculum
What you're saying
framework
is
that
true.
is, yes, that binds both the JHS and the SHS. That makes it the basic school. But there is a minimum qualification requirement for teaching at the SHS level, which is different from the one for the JHS level. So I think what Sir is saying, I'm having a great side with him. So let's work along so that
we look at the most important things for our success through this journey so that we can all successfully land at the SHS as teachers. That's what is more important, not the controversies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, to sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, sometimes I want to offer a piece of advice, okay? Though I'm on recording, but I think I can advise that one. My colleague or university wouldn't be so keen with it. Please, let's be mindful with what we put at home when the lectures are coming. As for me, I don't take these things to heart at all. We don't know, we want to find out. But please, let's be mindful of what we see. And I'm not also saying that when something you don't understand, you shouldn't ask. You should be able to ask that, please, when you are asking, can you put it in a way that that particular doctor or lecturer will not be offended. Sometimes they will penalize you when they check that you want to be showing up. So I'm begging, there is a little of an advice I want to do. Let's be mindful with the way we put our grievances across. Sometimes some of them will not take it kindly at all. And so please, we are all brothers, and so I think I have to share with you. Again, the second thing I want to talk about is please, anytime you write your quiz and your exams and exams, kindly go to your portal and take a snapshot of your grade. I know why I'm saying this, I'm advising you this week. Go to your portal, take a snapshot, if possible, print it down. Some students, I taught some kind of way. You know, what's the grade they give it to them later, the thing changed. I don't know how come it changed. And so we fought, it couldn't happen. So the IC still hold for them. And they had to go, come back and write it. So I'm begging you, as soon as your portal is open, they said your results are in. Take a snapshot, my brothers, my sisters. Please take a snapshot. I'm begging the name of God. A snapshot, and then kindly print it down so that it will save you tomorrow. Thank you. Mr. Kwesi, let's say.
Yes, sir. Sir?
Yes, sir. Please, let's hear you.
I bear with you with this one. I have a colleague in my school of which this thing happened to him. He had good grades when the first thing came, so I told him to print it out. But he reluctantly just refused. And later on, most of the results went up and it was icy, and it's now about to write it. So as they is saying, please, we should do that. Right.
Thank you. You see, it's not everything I can say here. I have found it's not everything. And so, my people, it is very painful when your results are in, you pass and later you go and you said it is an IC. So come and write again. As soon as it's so, then you bring your things out that this is my evidence. This is my screenshot. This is what I got from my portal. So how come? So that, and that one too, I beg you, you shouldn't be annoying. Please, I beg you in the name of God. I am begging you. I know I'm wasting your time, but let me talk small, okay? So that you arm yourself. I'm begging you in the name of God. Do not use annoyance or your heart. Don't follow your heart in this journey you have started. I beg you. Do not follow your heart or do not talk anyhow with this journey you have started. I am begging you. I beg you. Because I want to share my experience with you, you marvel. So do not. I'm begging you. I started my PhD 2021. I have still not graduated. I have still not graduated at UCC. And so, my people, I can share a lot of because after my first degree, second degree, my MPhil before this one. So I know what I am telling you. Kindly take time, your portal comes, snap it, print it, and put it down. Anytime you write the quiz and your paper come, find a file and file it so that it will buttress your grievances in the future. Thank you, my people. I think that If there are no more questions in any here, I'll leave you so that you have a rest. But if you have
Oh,
any
sir,
questions, please let's go and
God bless you for your advice, and then we thank you so much.
Hello,
So
please,
if
sir.
there is,
Yes, sir, the quiz. Are
yeah,
you going to write it online or is it going to be face to face?
no, it will be face to face, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Sir,
Yes, I was.
hello, sir.
Yes, I was. I'm listening to you.
Last, I thought you will send the slides to us, but I think I didn't see it, or I didn't see it.
I didn't get anything.
Yes, and this one
Hey,
too.
my boss is I'll please I'll send it. Let me finish and put all the two and put it there. There's an oversight first. Okay, I'll send it this evening first. But please, I hope you are reading the books. The book, the first book I put there, please, I hope you are reading it.
Yes.
Please, anytime, any
Yes,
unit
sir.
you read, go down there. There are questions there. Go and answer those questions. I beg you, answer the question. Do it as if you are writing the quiz tomorrow or you are writing your final exam tomorrow. Once you are able to understand all these things matter, the quiz will score. And also, please, anytime there's presentation in all the courses you are doing, massa, dress well, and because sometimes in presentation you want to look at the way you have dressed in a video. So please, anytime there's presentation, that's when you can score it's 20 marks. That's when you can score 19, 18, even one year the class, 16, 15. That's something good. Because the quiz sometimes it's deceit. Sometimes you will not end higher. But once you do the presentation and you are there, you put yourself into they ask you questions, you're able to answer, you get your marks and you are good to go. Okay, someone said his phone went off. All right, so please, I will send the slides to the page. Thank you so much. If there is nothing for us to discuss,
Sir, please, there is something.
yes, please come.
Sorry, I'm very sorry.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Please, I think Mr. Jackson was talking about something about the knowledge knowledge is a product of thinking, not a category of thinking. He didn't get it, and he was suggesting that we replace that of thinking with remembering or remember. I think what is there is okay because when we talk about knowledge, it comes from the process of thinking, just as you said. So even with remember, it comes from thinking. So I would say that thinking is a whole broad thing where you find knowledge and remembering in. So I think it should remain as such. So that is, it means that knowledge comes from the process of thinking. So not from simply grouping or naming thoughts. In other words, we gain knowledge by reasoning and understanding, not just by classifying information. So I think it's okay. I don't know. So that is my suggestion on that. My suggestion on that.
Yeah, in the rest of, I'm not changing. You see, in my class, okay, let me share this with you. I've gone through on a rough way in the hands of other lecturers and what have you. And so in my class, I always try to be so lenient that I wouldn't want to subject any student to any kind of words or any kind of thing. That kind of no. So in my class, when you say any answer, I can't say you are wrong. Some of the lecturers will tell you, some of the doctors, and when you do that, you disgrace the person. Okay. So when I send the slides, you can also go. That's why I said that they can go into the book and look at it. I want you to understand. You bring your mind. I can't, write you off like that. And so as you are learning, we all go back and sit and look at it. So normally, what I do is that, like if I have not got this, and I'll wait. Then when next meeting, I'll ask Mr. Champon whether that particular thing that he said has he going to do a research on it and how does it sit with him. That's how I do my things. So thank you so much. But sometimes we have to allow people to air their grievances and whatever. You can't tell the person, hey, what you're saying is wrong. That's the way I handle my class anyway. And so
All
thank
right,
you
sir.
so
Thank you.
thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So, per what you are saying, it seems you didn't agree with what I said, but you didn't say anything.
No. I don't want to, write you off like that. It doesn't show maturity. Please, are you getting it? Hello, are you getting it? For example, hello. Hello. Sir Jackson.
Sir.
It's okay. I'm saying that hello.
So, sir, I wanted to know whether what is in the slide is correct or my suggestion was wrong. Which is which?
Please, please, I'll not write you off like that. You, please, so Jackson, I'm giving you assignment. Go and check, and then you get back to me next week. Okay, please. Okay.
Okay, so sir, if
Yes.
I come back and then I'm able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that what I'm saying is correct, would there be any changes to that effect?
No, not really, but I also
So
prove my.
Jackson, you go and come.
So Jackson, I also prove my.
Hey, maybe
Okay.
you did here.
Okay, so Jackson, I also prove mine. Okay, let's all go and do our homework. We'll meet.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. And
Sir,
please, let's try
sir, thank
to
you so
tolerate
much.
one another.
Uh-huh.
You're welcome, madam. You're welcome, madam.
Yeah, it's been a very nice time having you around and teaching us. I really appreciate what you're doing here.
Mavis,
So God bless
Mavis,
you.
stop talking.
Thank you.
Mavis, stop talking.
Why?
Why? You are supposed to join Wesco and UCC. Why are you here talking?
Oh, please.
Yes,
When you
please.
invited here,
Today, madam,
there is a
doctor
joint
said that
training.
yes, doctor said that we should be a bit late, so I should join you, but I don't know why most of them didn't join. So it was placed on the platform. I don't know why they didn't join. I think I
Mavis,
only have my own students. So.
So I'm
All
supposed to
right.
be here, please.
It's not coming from us, but I think the course rep please this link to this
Mavis,
link
DM back door, okay?
please going through this link.
All right. All right. So thank you so much. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Good night.
Mavis, DM back door.
Okay, let me hear from you.
Mavis.
That's someone's wife. Why are you babying her?
But she had a long time back.
But only you can hold a mark a tradition.
Okay, hidden curriculum, yeah.
Yes, hidden curriculum. Thank you. You know, we have types of curriculum. All right. So, all right. All right. Bye bye.
All this is not going into our YouTube page, please.
It's on.
I've seen the recording.
They are still recording now.
Bye bye.
Recording is
The recording is so no, please. But there's a lot we shouldn't send to the YouTube page. And the whole world is watching. We beg.
Okay.
Oh, serious. Was Doc able to give us the something because I had a network problem. Was he able to give us the papers? I mean,
no.
Please, if I may ask, coming Saturday, is it going to be face to face or online?
Please, be at IT, no face to face.
IT and mathematics.
Yes, IT, there is no face to face. We are doing online throughout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
the only time you go to campus is when we are writing the exam.
We have practicals.
Okay.
When there are practicals, then we'll go to the centers to do it.
Hello, good evening, colleague.
Hello, please. The master said something about Chat GPT, about
Hey,
it
Osman, how
helping
are
us
you
to
doing?
um
Hello.
develop lesson notes. I couldn't get that side very well. Can someone help me with that?
You see, like maybe you want to teach, let me say technology in the community, maybe technological devices that help students in learning. Maybe that's your soft strand. You can use Chat GPT to you just instruct it to develop a lesson plan on this topic. Then you code the topic. But sometimes with the Chat GPT, if you don't describe how do you want the lesson plan to be, it will generate it for you, but it will not suit your setting. I don't know if you are getting me. So maybe that particular
Yeah, I
same
do get
strand,
you.
a different school somewhere in the UK will be doing it, but their curriculum may be different from us. So maybe the strand may be the same, but the content varies. So you have to limit ChatGPT, maybe give it instructions to limit it to the new Ghanaian standard-based curriculum and all that. So you need to describe exactly what you want. If not, ChatGPT will just give you a general lesson plan which may not suit your setting.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's it for.
Please, can someone also help me with the I don't know if you can help me with the last 3 slides.
Hello.
Yeah, that is where I'm.
Hello.
I got a network challenge, so I don't know if somebody could help me with the last 3 slides. That was where I
It has been posted in the group right now. It has been posted.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening, colleague.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Just joined. We had my question and I think I was also in the queue. I just joined. May I know if we're
All right.
doing
Please, Christy, have you been on it throughout? Because I also went off at a point.
I started when I went. I
Oh,
started. I was at the beginning. I was on it at the beginning. So I went off.
oh, I wish any one of you who was on it throughout can summarize the whole thing and put it on the page. What do you think about it?
That would be a bad idea at all. It's very good.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether my question was.
Oh, the network.
And then you see, I think if we can get our separate group platform that the lecturers will not be there, because some of us, for instance, we have access to some of the things we'll be doing, and even some of the lecturers of the first cohort, which we would have shared the link, but some of those same lecturers are in the group. So when you send it there, if there's an assignment that they would have repeated to you, they will know that, oh, okay, you already have access to it, so they will change it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So if we can get a
you create
separate
another group?
platform that the lecturers will not be there, and then we'll see how we can be helping ourselves over there.
Then, Sir Clifford, if that is fine with you, I suggest that you do that.
All right.
So that some of us who are not ICT inclined like that will benefit.
Okay.
So at least if we can.
Because personally, I don't even know how
those of us
to
who-
extract somebody's contact from this particular thing we are doing.
Yeah. But as to how to know who is okay, so I'll create it. I'll not put the link in the group though, but I'll add you one after the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
But please, I think it will be best if you contact the course rep.
So,
Yeah.
Course rep knows most of us. Understand? So if
He should be the best person to create the platform. As for the sharing, we can all share.
that's fine.
Who is the course rep?
Yeah.
What about that?
Alex is the course rep. I think.
Pardon?
Who?
I said Alex. I don't know whether he's here.
Oh, I think for the general, it's Emmanuel Kofi or so.
Hey,
Okay.
hello, please. They are still recording it also.
Oh no, we
They
are
are
not
still
going to
recording
do
it.
anything, but we just want to have a separate platform where we can study together. That's all.
No,
Can you let's discuss this on the
yeah. That's
platform,
fine.
please?
But still, I'm trying
So
to say that.
let's create a group for now. Then we know what to do.
All right.
All of us.
All right.
We were talking about the past questions.
Yes.
Is anybody here who has some?
I think that is what Clifford is.
No, please. That is what I'm saying. I said, me, for instance, I was part of the first cohort, but I had wanted to leave the country and I stopped, but it didn't happen. That's why I've come back to join again. So most of the things I have them.
Okay.
Assignments that were given to us and some of the things I have them, but you can't just share the same things on the platform that the lecturers are on.
So please
Okay, Sir Clifford.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir Clifford.
Yes.
Please, I'll suggest that you create the group and then you post. I would like you to post a sticker or anything on the general platform indicating that you are the one. So if we DM you personally, then you share the link with us, then we join.
Okay. But what I was suggesting is that the course rep, he knows those who are the lecturers and those who are not the lecturers.
Exactly.
So when the course rep creates the group and then we join. As for when it comes to sharing of the resources, that one anyone who has can share.
Okay.
That's a brilliant idea.
Hello, as you are talking on the course rep, not you.
Okay.
But I think you can contact him as soon as this conference is over.
Okay.
All right. Enjoy your evening.
All right, Sir Clifford. I don't know how you're gonna contact us, but
I think there should be a communication. Sir Clifford, please try to look for the course rep so that there should be some communication.
So I'll look for the course rep. I'm sure this class is not only about. I'm sure West Coast and then UCC are also included.
Yes.
Sure.
So I'll look for the course reps of both groups. So that they will find a way of getting their members onto the platform without including the lecturers.
I think Sir Ransford was also making that suggestion the other time.
Okay.
Hear of him. He said that he has all the documents, all the material that we are going to use, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That he will put it in a zip file and put it on the group. But
ever
since he said that.
Even up to now, like some of the lecturers first, they used to send us a Google Drive link containing the reading material. I still have those links that I can still get access to those materials, assignments and all those things. But if you put the link there, the lecturer will be like, who is this guy? How did he get those links? And I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Let's call Alex. That would be the best. Let's for Alex to do things.
I don't know, please, Clifford. I don't know whether you can just send hi. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Madam Babies.
Ma, Papa Media, bro. Hello, listen, may I bro wow. And I'm joining the class now.
We also time with you.
All right. So my number has been put in the in-call messages. Hello. Yeah. I said I've typed my number in the in-call messages. All right.
I know. Okay. I don't know how do I get it?
What would you mention it for us? Those of us who can.
Okay. 054
054
7873
7873
608
608.
608.
Hello.
Yes, please. Yeah, hello.
So we'll just hire you.
Because this thing will help us a lot. For instance, this color psychology thing, some of the things we have people who are visual arts inclined. So maybe when they do this, they can just take a sample of it, put it in a platform to guide others to also do. That's what we were doing.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
So we will start hire you. All right, when we hire you, we
Yeah, I've
then you
already seen
will
one high already.
okay.
All right. Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, you're
So
welcome.
who has been coughing throughout, eh?
Oh, who is the
Go and get
person
some
speedy
cough
recovery?
mixture. Get some lozenges, okay?
Some, if you know the kind of assignments mathematics for computing has once given, I sent the questions to someone. The person was like, "Oh,
Yes, someone.
it's not easy." And you know, one thing I've observed about them is the same questions that they don't have time to sit and set questions.
Oh, okay.
Mostly they
You
don't
know,
have time,
let's
so they'll be bringing
listen.
say.
Let's talk back door. Let's
Yeah,
all create the group and
I wish we create the platform and talk back door.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So let's exit.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Sure. So please, good night
All right.
to everybody.
All right. All right. Same to you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Christy, hi.
Hi.
All right. We will definitely meet on the other page, right?
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Hey, so how many ladies are with us?
And no
So far we
swear.
are
And
four.
no swear. And no swear.
But unfortunately, all of them are married with children. Oh.
And
Yes.
only
I
answer.
ask of ladies.
And only answer.
Thank you. I said, send me your Barbara, Parmesan baby. Yeah. All right. Good night. Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Hey.
Hello. Hello there. I'm here to move on. Yes. That's it. Yeah. Hey. Hey. That's it.
Who is relevant?
Hey, so the whole quarter, one set, only one school qualify.
Yeah.
Another set, one school will qualify. They will do that.
That's why you're saying yes.
How many contestants are in this meeting? This is your welcome, Uncle. Oh, you don't know go in. In fact,